No, that could very well be the reason. And I guess you guys, the Gravitas lost you said the Rolex, yeah. Because they weren't doing what Rolex wanted them to do, so they lost the Rolex franchise there.
Being run by my ex-husband's oldest brother,
Yeah,
who has a really nice public persona.
I see,
Everybody loves him, but he's like, "Dad," and
I
he's not
see.
smart.
I see.
So,
So you think the company it's gonna last? after-
well, they sold their house in town.
Uh-huh.
And there's 6 siblings in that family. They all got $1 million.
Very nice.
And there's. one
Test.
brother
Can you hear me?
that's a
Perfect.
Stock trader and it's extremely wealthy and he held up the store for a long time. So Ted's reputation, his ego's really tied up in the store. So he'll
I see,
probably burn through his $1 million
I see.
to keep it going.
He sent you that picture.
I think. And he's.
But the fact that they lost the Rolex,
Sorry.
really bad.
Because they had the watchmaker.
He was really good, the
He
guy.
was certified by Rolex.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
I got him to do a lot of work. He did a lot of work for
Yes.
me and the guy was, that was the person I went to see always because I felt it was always good. He was certified by Rolex. Everything was really great. And shocking to
If it
hear.
wasn't cold
It's-
rain
He doesn't feel that it's going to last beyond, it's a 10.
or like maybe like a taupe or a brown,
It
it's just so
doesn't going to
gold.
last beyond 10.
Oh, none of the kids are interested in
Oh,
Ted's,
really?
but
Like gold.
Yeah,
like,
there's
To me, it's just like.
6 siblings. I don't know how many grandkids there are, but none of them are interested. Ex worked there. It was a power
So I
store.
feel like they're,
Brother.
they're so punny.
And his older brother amplified some things that happened that my ex-husband did.
Oh, okay.
And the family
Okay.
fired my ex.
That's typical, isn't it?
Oh,
In family businesses.
I hate it with a passion. I really, I really don't hate it. I just,
Yeah.
I don't care what happens. to
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah,
It's
totally,
easier to live with.
totally. I mean, that's family situations,
No.
tiny dynamics, especially in a business.
Mhm.
And none of the kids are going to be interested in taking over.
Not a one of them. My ex-husband tried, he had his son and daughter working there and he was trying to improve
Yes,
them.
yes.
And then he got fired by the family. His whole family.
For the art committee, I'm seeing 1013 and 1015 Dunbarton are
Father's
recommending for
favorite.
approval. So I don't know if you want to write a note for that.
Okay.
Oh, well, whatever.
Um,
10
ah.
cents.
Moving forward, I'll put him in as like a table. in
It
the
was
brand.
dramatic. My ex didn't want for- he's
You,
finally back
so
working. He didn't work
Nancy's into you.
for
Boy, a lot of people are
3
not even
years. and
here.
we got-
Yeah, it's a really quiet, and he was on the board here.
He was a long time ago.
No, that's a lean. No, I didn't do the table, but I will do a table moving forward.
He was handsome, so that was okay.
Yeah,
No,
but he's
like that.
really not, he's got a learning disability too that he doesn't,
Yeah.
and he's really
This is
not,
the packet.
because the whole family is.
No,
sheltered
probably.
In that business and propped up by their money all their
But I
life.
realized I
They're
didn't put
not
the
very-
table, so that was my mistake, but I'll put it moving forward.
So what am I, what
Yeah,
else?
I can-
besides-
I can
besides
see that.
Bill, What am I
But,
gonna,
it was
what
part of my
else am I
life. I had a
gonna
lot of fun.
announce?
I-
Just the
Yeah,
proposals
and
we
and
approved.
obviously Adam thinks.
Or you
very highly.
approved?
He really thought you were great.
Oh, that's
Oh,
sweet.
it's
That's
really-
sweet.
I'm gonna do that.
I was see, said,
And it's gonna be very,
see,
Yes,
just
yes,
say
yes,
her,
yes.
tell Jackie hi from Adam.
Oh, you know what? We're friends on Facebook. I'll tell
Oh,
him.
really?
Yeah, I'll tell him hi.
Absolutely. He was just
Right?
delighted. He said, oh, just make sure you say hi. She was so nice, so great.
Oh,
And
I
he
love
enjoyed,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
fine.
just say something. He'd love that.
I will.
Poor guy, because he's stuck. I mean, he's doing part-time for Lyft, then he's doing his band, but he's doing a lot of work for Lyft, it seems now. It's just so, yeah.
One of,
Yeah.
we have, a group of friends and I have a guy that we used on Lyft. Now he's our private driver. We just call him and he does
I
off
see.
rides. And he said, but he's made a ton of money.
Really,
Yeah, but he seems to struggle. So I don't know. but
I
he
know.
said
It's
he's
tough.
doing
It's
it, yeah.
just hard.
Well, with no
Yeah.
health insurance or anything.
I
like
know,
that, it's
I
hard.
know. And so when I got into his car, I said, oh, it's a very nice car. He says, well, that's very different from the person I just picked up from Range Rover. The woman got in and complained about my car and said it was not clean, etc.
Adam's a nice guy, you know, his first wife had an affair and left him. And he was bereft for a while.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know.
And then he met a wonderful woman. I never met her, but I see him on Facebook. and they have lunch
You know,
and
I don't know,
he's
but yeah,
happy now.
he seems to be happy.
Yes.
Yes.
I
neat.
know.
Window signs for the election,
Oh.
so.
But it's really, and this is what I hate about Sacramento.
But I
It's a
saw
small
those,
damn
but
world. It's just
maybe
red.
it was-
I've been living in big cities, we're totally anonymous. You can do
It's
whatever
6
you
o'clock.
want. Nobody-
I was waiting for you to finish your thought, though.
Do I need to relate to someone or somebody's, this is my ex, the ex-cousin of ex-wife, or ex-this?
No, I was,
No,
I
I
was
was
there for it. to be the street.
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Oh.
Because I have to stand.
Wondering if there's more, something is happening. There's-
I'm sorry.
the campaign
Um,
is there across the
Good
world.
evening, everybody. It is 6 o'clock. Let's call this meeting to order.
It's okay. They know who I am.
Yeah.
My
okay.
name tag went down there.
Thank you, everybody, for attending. This is a business meeting open to members of the Nepenthe Association and guests of the board. The Nepenthe Board of Directors is a policy board, and the role of the manager is to observe the day-to-day operations. The primary purpose of the meeting is to ensure that the association is meeting its responsibility to provide oversight, maintain the value of the property, and to serve the homeowners. You may be wondering why we are only 4 here. So I have a statement to read. Over the weekend, we received a message from Bill Henley that he is resigning from the board. The board would like to thank Bill and Hallie for their service to Nepenthe. We wish Bill, Hallie, and Gus all the best for their future. So thank you. The board had the executive meeting this afternoon, and we approved the Mystery Machine website redesign for $4,250. There is going to be a little bit more coming out on that. Our website is not a secure website. If you go on our website, anybody can actually access a lot of personal information. And we are going to change this so that you actually have to log in to get those information. So anyway, there is going to be more coming out about that. And then we approved the concrete repair in zone 1 to 4 for $132,875. And we approved gutter cleaning with advanced roof design. There were 2 proposals, ARD, that is the roofing company, and the other one was the Bailey Boys. And we got a better proposal for advanced roof design for $117,600. They are coming to clean the roof, the gutters, and the downspouts twice a year, and also do some roof inspections and some minor repairs if need be. So we got a better proposal on that one. So that's what we approved this afternoon. Next. The construction manager's report, Nicole.
Yeah, so we got the updated construction manager report for March of 2024. The big kind of summary update is kind of the progress we're at, and that is we have 33 homes and 1 pool house. There's different provisions you have to take with the pool and protecting the pool, so they categorize that a little different. So it's really 34 homes left in phase 1. And then the painter has 98,000 left to invoice and they have no change orders that are going to be coming up. So we're not going to expect any changes with that. So we're moving along on phase one. We're almost at the finish line. So we're doing good.
Any questions from the board? Okay,
New manager seems
general
to be
manager's
pretty on
report.
top of it.
Can you mute anybody that's in there right now? Thank you. Okay, so I've got a few updates here. So first is in a recent meeting, we had asked if you had any feedback for the Councilman Eric Guerrera, because he stopped by recently in the Saturday Coffee Group wanting to put together a forum. I've been putting it in my Friday updates and I've only gotten maybe 1 or 2 emails, one question and just some comments from somebody else. I'm not seeing a lot of involvement in this topic. So I'm just putting out there again, if you have any questions or concerns that you would want to address, if you think a forum is needed, let me know. I'd love to hear that. Next up, the dumpster delivery. So as you know, every year you get your spring cleaning on Elmhurst and Dunbarton, and you get your dumpsters. They will be delivered on May 9th and they be picked up on May 13th. If you have any questions about that process, please let me know. There are items that aren't allowed as well. So if you need clarification, please reach out to management. Gutter cleaning was completed in March. So if you have any issues with your gutters still, you're seeing them overflowing with leaves, you don't think that they were done properly, please let us know so that we can address that with the vendor ASAP. I went around, it looks really good. I think they did a really good job this time around as opposed to last time. Granted, there was probably less leaves this time. But nonetheless, we want to make sure that their quality of work is still high. So let me know if you see any issues that I may have missed. Next, enforcement of CCNRs. You may have noticed in my Friday updates, I will start doing regular walks every week in each of the zones to evaluate the compliance of the CCNR guidelines. Common things that I'm noticing just out in the community, trash cans, patio maintenance, so tree maintenance, shrub maintenance, that kind of detail. And just general debris in area, front doorsteps. I'm seeing a lot of personal items in common area. So if you can clean those up, I'm going to start going out in the community. If you have any questions on if this is compliance, if it's not, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to discuss the issues that you may be seeing out there. And then along with that, the enforcement procedure, if you do end up getting a letter, I do ask that you provide a photo if you are in compliance. So if you trim the tree, send me a picture, those kinds of things. First, we'll do a courtesy letter. If it's not resolved, it's a second letter. And then after that, it's an invite to hearing. I don't like getting to that stage. So, or if you can't take a picture and say, hey, it's done, can you come out and look at it? Happy to do that too. So just let me know. And then the last thing I just wanted to touch on, it wasn't included in my original report, but I did see an email that was circulating on Friday afternoon that was sent out to the community on behalf of a homeowner in the community. And I just wanted to kind of address a couple of concerns that were brought up to me. First, the reserves not being funded in January. I am fully aware, and I'm the one that initially caught it. I know it's an issue. The reserves need to be funded. There is a plan in place to refund those reserves. In reserves, if they don't get funded, that's not something you can just ignore. We still have a commitment to fund those reserves, and I'm actively working with the accounting team with First Service to come up with a plan to fund reserves. So I'm actively fixing that issue. And then the other comment that was discussed was issues that resulted from the 2024 reserve study. And I am in agreement when I say the 2024 reserve study is inherently flawed. I am not going to sit here and say that it's a perfect study and that there were no issues with it. However, it takes more work to go backwards and fix it to not solve anything. Reserve studies are a projection. They're not a true budget in its form. And I understand that some of the concerns were that the numbers were not accurate in 2023. I am actively coordinating with Browning right now on the 2025 reserve study. And part of that reserve study comprises of finalizing those 2023 numbers and making sure they understand what the final costs were for 2023. So I want the community to understand that Browning has those final 2023 numbers, and those finalized numbers are what is implemented using in the 2025 study. However, I have noticed a lot of things in the study that I, need to fix. And obviously with the board's assistance. But if you notice specific things in the study that you want to make sure are addressed and you see it plain as day as an issue, please reach out to me. My office door is always open. If you want to schedule a meeting, if you want to pop in and say, hey, Nicole, do you have 20 minutes? I want to discuss the reserve study and what I'm seeing. I encourage your feedback. I want it. I want the 2025 reserve study to be flawless. So if anybody has feedback, I encourage you to share it with me. My door is open. That's all I got.
Just want to make sure on the violations.
Yes.
These are based on the CCNRs.
Yes.
The rules.
Yes.
And the bylaws, and they're all available online, right?
Correct.
Okay.
correct.
And if people can't get to them online, can they come in and maybe?
I'm happy to print a copy, a
Thank
hard
you.
copy, if you don't do the whole online thing. So happy to print a copy for you.
And you mentioned that it will include patios.
It will include, especially, I'm seeing a lot of issues with trees and encroachment on siting, other people's property, things like that. So please maintain your trees in your patio. That's going to be a big one.
So I think we found with the siding
Yeah.
study, a lot of issues with patios and.
And water intrusion
water
and things like
intrusion
that.
and-
Yes.
And dirt against the fences. and-
Yes.
Okay. good.
Yes,
Thank you.
of course.
I have a question on your report here. I
Sure.
keep seeing issues with lighting from River City Electric,
Mhm.
and I know what the problem is. We keep spending money fixing and repairing lines that we have to dig pretty deep and those ditches. Can we get a map and show on that map which areas have actually been completed as we go, and keep fixing that. So we actually know which area has been taken care
Oh,
of.
so you're seeing if there's a recurring issue in the
Yes,
same area.
yes,
we're able
correct.
To notate that. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
And just also for the future that we know which areas have actually been corrected. I know they don't have any conduit in it. I understand they have just the wiring in the ground, right? So if we could do that, that'd be great.
Absolutely. Happy
Thank
to.
you.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay. Then we're gonna come to the committee updates. ARC, Alan Waters.
Now, yes, I'm Alan Waters, Chair of the Nepenthes Architectural Committee. I have only one item to add to my minutes that my committee is moving forward on revising the architectural rules. We should have them ready to go soon and get them into the office so that they can be vetted along with the updates and other forms and other things that are already ready. I have a question for Nicole. If I understand correctly, the architectural approvals are not on tonight's agenda, are they?
So they are on the agenda because your minutes are attached. So they're still going to approve those that you recommend to approve. My apologies. I didn't put them in a table.
Okay.
But moving forward, I will make sure they're on a table on the front
Okay,
page here
great.
for you.
I was
My
just-
apologies for that, Alan.
Good. Oh, thank you. I just wanted to make sure or check on the status because
Yes.
I told the homeowners that they could expect that their final approval would come this evening.
Yeah, and I've got 1013 and 1015 on there
Uh-huh.
on Dunbarton.
Thank you.
Yep.
Great. Do the directors have any questions for me?
I do have a question on, you mentioned that there's discussed some changes on the painting requirement. Is that going to come in writing? Is that going to be part of your recommendation to the board?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the word which requirement, Cheryl?
On 1013, it says you discussed this requirement and agreed to ask the board to approve dropping the
yes.
painting requirement.
Yes.
Is that going to come to the board in writing, or is this your request?
No, it will come to the board in writing along as
Thank
part
you.
of the section of the entire rules or guidelines for home improvement.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
I had one question though. The emergency approval that we discussed last month, that was going to be brought up, I guess, this month, the emergency camera approval.
Are we gonna loop those in with the ARC changes or do we wanna, because they're not in this packet?
Well, so maybe we need, supposed to be bringing it back into open, I guess, to
I'll add it for
review
May.
that. So we should add that
I'll
for
add it
next
for May.
month, please.
Is it something that needs 30-day notice for the association?
Yeah.
by
Yes,
law?
that will
Yes,
need
okay.
28 days. Yes, that will need that.
Exactly. Thank you.
We're gonna need to approve.
Well, we have,
need to
10:13 and
make a
10:15.
motion to approve that.
no, it'll be brought back
No, no,
next year.
No.
We need a motion to approve 10:13 and 10:15 Dunbarton.
And
ARC
I make a
proposal.
motion that we approve the request for 1013 and 1015 Dunbarton Circle.
I second.
All those in favor?
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yeah, I. Then outreach committee, Marcy Best.
I'm Marcy, as you can figure that out. We had a wonderful spring egg hunt. We had somewhere between 35 and 50 kids. It's kind of hard to count them when they're all going in a different direction. So we got all set up and we were just thinking the sun was coming out and it just opened up and got us drenched. But it was a successful egg hunt. And our very first customer was a squirrel who took the whole egg and scampered off. And then we found remnants of another egg that was broken in half. Half was just little tiny pieces. All the candy was gone. So I think we had a couple really sick squirrels running around. So now we have Bunko coming in on April 18th. Hope to see y'all there. Obviously right here. And then on June 9th, we have our first Jazz by the Pool event, and that is Peter Morgan. And he does do a lot of traditional jazz. And then our band for September is my neighbor, who is much louder and more fun. So anyway, that's about it for us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marcy. ILS committee, Nancy Arndorfer.
Just have a couple of questions for everybody. We're kind of wondering about the defibrillator machines. And I know Ricardo was concerned because we were told that the board had 3 questions about it.
And I sent those to you. I emailed those to you. I emailed those questions to you. I would have to look at my email, but.
Because
do you
I
remember when you
I
emailed
didn't
me?
get them. And so that's why I
It's been a couple of weeks, Nancy.
didn't get them. Sorry.
Okay, I will send them again.
I know you were out of town, so I'm not
I
trying to argue with you.
No, I think I sent them before I went out of town on the
Ricardo's been
6th.
very concerned about it and he's done a lot of work.
Oh, he
and
has.
research on this. And so, I have a feeling, I know a lot of people are opposed to it and that's whatever, but just because we can kind of know what's going on with that. And
I
then-
don't know that there's opposition. I think there's a need for, I don't think there's opposition. I think there's need for more
Well, I've
information.
had people come to me.
Oh,
that
okay,
are-
I'm
that are
sorry.
Opposed to it, so whatever. But we just kind of like to have an update from you. We'd appreciate that. And then also an update on, have you made any decisions on what you're going to do with all these forums, what to happen and stuff?
All of what?
Well, we've asked for
Forums.
permission to do a forum and there's other committees that want to have forums and things. And so just wondering.
Yeah, but you said you wanted to approve it.
Well. Do we need more for
Were we waiting for some information as to what was happening? I think the last meeting, is that what we decided?
Yeah, the last meeting, it was asked for clarification to provide a rough agenda of the forum. That was the last meeting.
Why don't you get together with her
Okay.
and then bring it forward to us?
Okay.
What kind of further information are you looking for?
They were looking for a rough agenda on what you're looking to do in the forum, just a rough agenda. You don't need to have the speakers lined up necessarily,
think
just say like
Ricardo-
speaker one on this topic or.
Ricardo gave you a good explanation a couple of meetings ago about what we were going to do with the first one. And we don't ever, when we've done 2 of these forums before, and
Is he on the
we
call?
don't give,
Yes.
Ricardo's on the call, and if you can hear me, Ricardo, can you reach out to me and just we'll touch base and just provide that
we
clarification?
don't, he's not going to give you any names of people that are coming.
I understand that, but I'm just saying like speaker one on this topic or speaker two, I don't need you to have them lined up. I understand that they're not lined up
I'm
yet.
not asking Ricardo to speak. I just made a comment.
I know. I'm not asking him to speak either. I'm just saying
What are you trying to
if
say?
he can provide that clarification of what the agenda would look like, that would be greatly helpful.
Okay, we've never had to do this before, so that's why we're concerned. We've put on 2 great forums and we've had many positive comments on them. So but he did tell you.
I don't think the purpose of the outline of the agenda is to prevent you from doing the forum. But if we could, even add things that we think would be good forum topics to add into a forum, we just want to collaborate. That's all we want to do is collaborate with you.
Okay, I don't understand what you're saying, but anyway, so that is what it is. And then
Okay.
we'll proceed. I'll bring it up at our meeting.
Jackie,
See
do
what
you
you're
want
trying
to?
to do. I don't, what?
I found the original email that I sent to you on March 22nd, so I've resent it to you and Ricardo. So
Okay, super,
you should
yeah.
have that.
But now we're talking about the form that we requested. And so I think a lot of you have gone to the forums that we've had in the past, and we've done a very good job. So we're not going to probably send you names of people that Ricardo did give you some names or titles of people that we're doing other things, but we're not going to. Who's that?
Ricardo,
Oh, where is he?
Go ahead,
Is he
Ricardo.
trying to
Yeah,
say
I
something?
understand the direction. I'll work through Nancy. I'll get an agenda and I'll see the email about the AEDs.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We're all set.
I'm on the freeway right
Yeah.
now, so.
Thank
all right,
you.
all right. I'll work
Okay.
through
Thanks
Nancy.
for calling in.
All right, bye-bye.
Thank you, Nancy. Appreciate it. Grounds Committee, is Jim Shaw around? No? Christina, what?
You have to provide the update.
Oh, yes, just to let everybody know that Jim Shaw is now the interim chair. Unfortunately, Linda Cook had to resign. So Jim Shaw is taking over for the rest, till the end of May. And Teresa McCracken is going to be the secretary, so she's helping out. We have done a lot of zone walks, tree walks, actually the past week. For all the zones, because as you know, there were a lot of tree removals in 2023. So we've had to do some walks with tree remediation walks, homeowner requests walks as well. And all of that has been created and put into walk notes. They've been sent to the zone stewards, and all of this will be reviewed at our April 29th meeting, when the committee will make a decision as to how they want to move forward.
Any questions?
We
No,
need
I
an
would
offi-
just like to say something. It has really become apparent to me how intensive the grounds work is and how many cogs have to turn in the right direction to make the machine work, because the irrigation has to be changed because the rotary sprinklers have damaged the siding. The siding has to be replaced because of the sprinklers, and the landscape has to be moved because it can't be as close to the siding for the damage. And there's just a lot of wheels turning constantly. And I think they're doing a really good job trying to keep this all going in the right direction. And I don't think enough people understand that what looks like a healthy plant has to be removed because the irrigation's changing. We have to change to a drought tolerant plant. There's just a lot of balls in the air that you really don't understand unless you pay attention to all the different issues that they're facing.
And you're absolutely right, because it's not just around landscaping. A lot of people refer to this as landscaping. It's really grounds. And one of the major areas that we actually deal with on the grounds committee is not just landscaping, it's mainly trees. trees have created a lot of problems for us here. And it's really the roots growing. I mean, you yourself, Nicole, mentioned patios and trees. Well, we have trees outside and they are creating a lot of damage to the property, fences, sidings, just walkways, foundations, et cetera. So a lot of money goes into that. And then, so that's the grounds committee has to deal with. So we've just started Zone 1 walk has just started last month. There's going to be a big report again on that at the grounds committee. Then soon after that will be the Zone 2. So it's a constant and continuous discussion and a lot of work because zone stewards, liaison, chair, everybody is going out on these walks. And so that happens all the time. So it's a huge job for them. And that's why we have 13 members on that committee. But you're absolutely right.
Well,
Yeah.
and then there's the dark cloud of AB 1572
AB,
hanging
yeah.
over your head where you aren't sure what you really can replace and where you can put turf and.
Yes, and that's the other problem because we've got a lot of turf in here and a lot of turf is not growing. And we have to now consider that. So that's what the grounds committee is now really focusing on. And we are focusing on it the next few weeks also. And hopefully at the April 29th, we'll have some guidelines as to how we want to move forward on that.
So I have a question about the Dunbarton Cabana. Is there a proposal or some sort of a note somewhere about that door that I brought up? The door?
No, we have not received anything on that. But was
How-
there a door? There's a door that with a shrub, I believe.
Yes, so there is a door, a hidden door. Well, it's right there in plain sight, but nobody seems to know that there's a door with a large,
Panel?
I mean,
What
my
panel?
size breaker panel in it. And that door can actually not be opened. It's we can barely open it 45 degrees. And it's a safety concern. The water is actually running into that. And well, we just can't open the door all the way.
So
And
can we get a request in and then that will be.
How are we
high-
gonna do
that'll be
that?
a high, just put in, just send in a request. I would say Nicole should just send that in since it's a security issue. So the Zone 4 stewards I can arrange for that with the chair.
because we
We can
tried,
take a look
to get in.
because I have no idea about that. So.
We literally can't get in.
So we can take a look at that. There was a lot of work done around on the side when Coast was here. We did a lot of work there, so we can evaluate it, look at it, create a walk note and bring it to the grounds committee. If that can be given to me and to Jim Shaw, we can then create a walk note, get the zone stewards involved, because that's Zone 4 in the Dunbarton Cabana. So yeah, that can be put through as a safety, if that's regarded as a safety issue or security issue, et cetera, yeah.
Yeah, we can probably do that sometime before our meeting or the grounds meeting. I'm committing
If it's
you,
given
I'm
to me-
sorry.
If it's given to
but-
me now, then I can certainly get the zone stewards
Can I
together.
just tell
to
you
give-
now and give it to you now verbally?
No, has to be in writing.
And then we need an official resolution for Jim Shaw appointment to chair. So if there's a motion for that.
I move that we accept Jim Shaw as chair of the grounds committee. It is a temporary appointment on his request, but I make a motion that we accept that.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Okay, moving on to Finance Committee. I saw Susan Timmer somewhere. Yes, there. Susan?
there she is.
Sorry,
Oh,
there were a lot of things to click. Good evening. I don't think I really have anything to add to the minutes. Did you have any questions for me?
Board, any questions?
No. Not for me.
No, I was not at the board, at your committee meeting. I was kicked off by our manager.
I
So,
didn't kick you off.
so nothing. Well, thank you, Susan.
Sure, yeah, my pleasure.
Election/nominating committee. You can sit there, Karen. I'll bring you the microphone. I'm part of that committee, but I do absolutely nothing. My name is on there, but I do nothing. These are the ladies who do all the work, so.
And this is balance accommodation here. We're happy to report that as of the deadline last Friday, we have 4 candidates for the 2 open positions that will be elected on May 22nd. And I'm going to go in alphabetical order, if I remember my alphabet. And the first candidate is on Zoom, Brian Coates. Brian, can you raise your hand and wave right up there? Good. And the second candidate is in the room, Courtney Delphin. Great. And the other 2 are Jackie Gravitas, currently an incumbent, and Cheryl Nelson, also incumbent. The next event will be in a week from Saturday, the April 13th Candidate Forum, where candidates will appear and give their statements and their goals and so forth. And the audience members, both in person and those on Zoom, have a chance to answer any questions they want. We will have an independent moderator. And last year we had, I think, over 100. That included maybe 25 on Zoom or something like that. So we had a really good turnout, and there will be light refreshments and a chance at the end to kind of mingle and talk one-on-one with the candidates. So hope you all come.
Thank you, Karen.
Marcus, are you going to say that thing about 2 candidates? One. Assigned? No? Oh, I thought he told me earlier. Okay.
You okay?
Okay.
As long as you're okay.
Okay, homeowner correspondence. Any questions from the board?
I noticed that one of them apparently is a duplicate for one that we've already responded to. So we will be responding later to 2 requests. Thank you.
Okay, Cheryl, homeowner comments, correspondence. Thank you again for all the hard work. Any questions on the board? Okay. We need to approve the open session minutes from March 6th. Anybody want to approve them?
I move that we approve those minutes from March 6th.
I second them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I second them.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Then the financial statement from February. Anybody want to move that to approve?
I so move.
I'll second that.
Okay, I approve it too.
All those in favor?
Yes.
I,
Aye.
All right. So the taxes, 2023.
So we received the year-end financials and the taxes from the association CPA. So we're looking for the board to approve the 2022 to 2023 annual financial review prepared by Levine Erlinger and Company to be mailed within the membership within 120 days for the fiscal year end. So we're still in compliance with that date.
Okay,
So we're looking for an approval for those so they could be
Aye.
mailed out.
I approve.
I'll second.
I approve.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I,
Beautiful.
Okay, resolution to lien, to record lien. Anybody?
I move that we place these liens.
Okay.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So now we're coming to the homeowner forum. Usually I start on the left. Anybody on the left? Go to the right. Anybody on the right? Paula, you're first.
Hi, this is just a logistical issue.
at the last grounds meeting, it was discussed whether the meeting date would be changed from I guess it's the fourth Thursday to the 29th of April, which is a Monday, I believe. And so my question is, now that and part of the reason was that Linda Cook was going to be out of town. So does that mean that the meeting will be at the regular time, or will it be on the April 29th date?
It'll still be on the April 29th.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else on the right? We'll move to Zoom. Anybody on Zoom? Ashley, are you? You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, I think she's got it. Oh. Hold on.
Can't-
Ashley, we can't hear you. Do
Still
you want to
can't
try to
hear you.
fix your audio real quick and we can circle back? Or maybe type it into the chat? Okay. I want you to be heard. So we'll circle back to you if you don't write anything in the chat.
Okay, you tried. Okay. Anybody else?
Marcus, this is Ricardo. I had a comment.
Yes, go ahead.
And I'm not driving, so don't worry. Just related to the gutter cleaning, if you look at rainfall patterns, I think the gutter cleaning, there should be consideration by the board and people involved with maintenance to move the second gutter cleaning from March to February, because the majority of the rainfalls in February, there was a lot of leaf accumulation after the first gutter cleaning in November. And we have less rainfall historically. We had what we call in the water business, a kind of a miracle March this year that brought our rainfall above the 100% expected range, at least from snowpack perspective. But I think it makes a lot more sense to get the gutters clean for the second time sometime in February.
So Ricardo, what we have done in the past is we consult with our gardeners, with the landscape company, and with the with Bailey Boys actually, and we try to get them done at those times. It's not always possible due to their scheduling issue. So the sooner we can actually get on their schedule, the better. So we are trying.
Yeah, I
Thanks.
don't disagree, and thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, there's also objective maybe to get them done before March. So,
Good point.
okay, thank you.
Thank you. That's true. Anybody else?
Ashley's almost done with her. She's typing it in. Don't worry, we'll wait for you. No worries. I hate when you get a new computer. All the audio stuff changed, all the password logins that you had saved. Oh, there we go. Okay. Thank you. You want me to read it?
Go ahead.
Okay. First off, I want to thank Bill Henley for his service. I know he really tried to fix a lot of things, and although he took responsibility for the mistake in the reserves, I think the mistake was keeping everything behind closed doors and not including homeowners in the process. I am also sorry to see that Linda Cook resigned from grounds. I want to comment on a few things in the board packet. First off, some of the plants in front of John Apostle, I'm so sorry, I'm butchering that last name, look half dead, and the response from the board on that matter was weak. Carson should go back and fix it. Also, the letter from Nina White, I understand that a lot of tree work was done, but the conveniently left out the $200,560 where those plants weren't planted until February. Wait, where'd it go? Wait. I think it was. We could have earned 5% interest on that money had we not paid it in 2023 before the work was done. I do not know what's going on with the accounting gymnastics, but I'm surprised this happened. However, I do believe they earned a progress payment.
All right, thank you. All right, with that, meeting adjourned.
What time? Wait, next meeting? You want to say?
Oh
next
yeah,
meeting?
next meeting is May 1st.
6:39, adjourned.
Okay.
Wow.
And Jay, if you want to. Yeah.
Oh, well, and you read it out loud, so
Yeah,
there it
that'll help.
is.
Thank you.
I wrote it all down. while you were-
I got hearts and not all.